Have you ever noticed how your mind sometimes feels like that one friend who gives the worst advice? Don't try, you'll fail. Don't trust, you'll get hurt. Don't be happy, something bad might happen. Don't relax, overthink instead. Like, bro, whose side are you on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something fascinating and slightly terrifying: how the mind tricks itself into staying unhappy. Yes, your own brain sometimes becomes your enemy, not out of malice, but out of habit and fear. Let's break it down. Hook. Your mind isn't trying to ruin your life, it's trying to protect you. But it uses outdated, unhealthy, and completely irrational strategies. That's why you stay unhappy, without even realizing your brain is engineering it. Let's uncover how. Reason 1. The mind prefers the familiar over the happy. Your brain loves routine. Even if the routine is overthinking, stress, negativity, self-doubt, toxic patterns, emotional chaos. If your brain is used to it, it will keep bringing you back there. That's why happiness feels uncomfortable at first. It's unfamiliar. Your brain literally says, "Why are we calm? This feels suspicious. Let's panic." Unhappiness becomes the comfort zone. Reason 2. The mind overestimates threats and underestimates joy. Thanks to evolution, your brain is wired to scan for danger more than pleasure. Imagine your ancestors sitting in a jungle like, "Should I enjoy this sunset or check if a tiger is behind me?" The anxious ones survived. The relaxed ones, well, became dinner. So your modern brain still looks for threats. Did they say that with a tone? What if my future goes wrong? What if they stop loving me? What if something bad happens? Your brain exaggerates problems and ignores positive moments because it thinks pessimism is survival. Reason 3. The mind repeats painful thoughts because repetition feels safe. Your brain loves patterns. If you think one negative thought today, your brain will repeat it tomorrow because repetition equals efficiency. Before you know it, one negative thought becomes 10. 10 become habits. Habits become beliefs. Beliefs shape your entire mood. Your mind tricks you by presenting old painful thoughts as truth. They're not truth. They're just well-practiced lies. Reason 4. The mind uses fear to stop you from taking risks. Every time you want to start something new, leave a toxic situation, confess your feelings, change your life, set boundaries, chase your goals, your brain hits you with, "What if it goes wrong?" Your mind shows you the worst possible outcome because it thinks fear will keep you safe. But this protection keeps you stuck. Stuck means unhappy. Safe means miserable. The brain chooses safety over growth, even when the safety is actually suffering. Reason 5. The mind enjoys control even if the control is painful. Uncertainty scares the brain, so it prefers predictable misery over unpredictable happiness. That's why people stay in toxic relationships, draining jobs, unhealthy coping habits, familiar emotional loops. Your mind whispers, "At least we know this pain. What if the new thing is worse?" It's emotional blackmail from your own brain. Reason 6. The mind lies to you using the voice of self-doubt. Ever noticed how your inner critic sounds very confident? You're not good enough. Nothing will work out. They don't really like you. You're a burden. Your mind presents insecurity as fact. But none of these thoughts are real. They're just mental noise. Echoes of past fears. Fears pretending to be logic. Your mind tricks you by sounding smart when it's actually being dramatic. Reason 7. The mind focuses on what's missing, not what's working. You could have 5 good moments, 4 supportive people, 3 accomplishments, 2 blessings, 1 opportunity. and your brain will zoom in on the one thing that's wrong. This is called the negativity bias. The brain is like, happiness? Cute. Anyway, focus on this one problem. It steals joy by redirecting attention away from everything good. Reason 8. The mind attaches to stories, especially the sad ones. Humans are story-driven creatures, and the sad stories are the easiest to hold on to. I'm unlucky. I'm always betrayed. I'm not lovable. Nothing works out for me. I always get hurt. Once the mind picks a story, it starts collecting evidence to support it. Even if that story is destroying you, your brain stays loyal to the narrative, even if the narrative makes you miserable. Reason 9. The mind confuses comfort with happiness. Comfort equals familiar. Happiness equals growth. Your mind doesn't care about happiness, it cares about efficiency. If you're used to stress, your brain says, okay, stress is normal. If you're used to loneliness, your brain says, all right, loneliness is home. If you're used to doubt, your brain says, perfect, doubt is identity. Your brain can normalize anything, even the things that harm you. Reason 10. The mind seeks validation for its pain. This might sound odd, but sometimes the mind enjoys being unhappy because unhappiness feels validating. When you're sad, your brain thinks, see, I told you the world is unfair. I knew things wouldn't work out. I was right to be pessimistic. Your mind gets a weird satisfaction from being right, even if the right is painful. So what's the real truth? Your mind doesn't want you unhappy. It wants you safe. But the brain often confuses fear with protection, negativity with logic, suffering with stability, overthinking with preparation, familiar pain with emotional safety. Your mind tricks you into staying unhappy because it doesn't understand the difference between discomfort and danger. But the moment you become aware of these tricks, everything changes. You stop believing every thought. You stop letting fear lead. You stop confusing pain with personality. You stop assuming unhappiness is just how life is. And that's when you take back control. The mind will still talk, loudly, dramatically, sometimes stupidly, but you choose whether to believe it. Unhappiness stops being a trap the moment you see it as a habit. And habits? Habits can be